Let's start? Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to see people in the crowd. It's like one day before the end of the conference. So today when I woke up, I practiced like presenting to 3 people. So I'm really happy to see you all in the audience. So excellent. So today, my name is Anton Fritz, and I'm a program manager on Power BI team, working on new data protection capabilities. And presenting with me today is going to be Dennis. He will be on the stage shortly. Dennis Mizetsky from the Azure Information Protection team, with whom we did this integration. So how many of you are familiar with Power BI? Great. So as you know, Power BI is driving the data cultures in organizations. Organizations want to be data-driven, so they upload all the business data to Power BI in order to make the decisions in a more informative way. And Power BI is becoming a really successful product. It's recognized as industry leader both by Gartner and Forrester for, I think, a few years already. Yeah, this is Microsoft, and Microsoft is Power BI. Yeah. Cool. And we have really a lot of great customers, including 97% of the top Fortune 500 customers. So the Power BI is growing really fast. The adoption is growing really fast. You can see here, year-over-year growth by large deployments is tremendous. The spikes are December. So in December, people don't use Power BI as often. So we are growing really fast, and more enterprises adopt Power BI. And the thing that happening during this time is the transition between self-service BI, when there is a department in the organization that starts using Power BI and then it's virally explodes in the organization, to centralized BI, when the central IT teams are owning the Power BI deployment and required to manage it according to organizations' regulations and requirements. And all of this creates new data protection requirements for the data uploaded to Power BI and how data is being handled within Power BI. So to address all of these new requirements coming from our enterprise customers, we decided to join forces with Microsoft world-leading security products. So Microsoft is becoming really one of the leading companies in security in the world today. We have processing 5 billion threads blocked per month. There are like about 3,500 security engineers, researchers working in Microsoft every day, improving Microsoft's ability to detect threats, analyze threats, and provide the organizations with tools to protect their organization. So Microsoft has really outstanding security stack. So the natural thing was to join forces and bring this goodness into Power BI and take it to a whole different level versus how other BI products provide the data protection and security in their products. So to tell you a bit more about what is Microsoft Information Protection, I will invite Dennis to the stage.
Can you tell me? Okay.
Yeah.
How many of you knows what's Azure Information Protection or Microsoft Information Protection? Okay. Then let's start from basics. Great, Tom. Then our promise to our customers is to protect your data. And I think that everybody will agree with me that there is sensitive data in any organization. Actually, everybody owns some sensitive data. But the main challenge is that we have a tremendous amount of data, and not all of it is sensitive, and actually most of it's not. Then the first thing that Microsoft Information Protection provides you is to be able to know your data, where it's created, what is sensitive, who creates the data, and then once you know what's your data, using Microsoft Information Protection, you can proceed to the next step, which is protection. And protection, it's not only ACLs and encryption, it's labeling your data, telling this data is confidential, and letting your end users know that this is confidential. adding some watermarks, footers, headers. We are already, actually in this Ignite, Microsoft Information Protection is integrated natively into all Office clients on all platforms. You will start seeing it popping up on your mobile applications, mobile Outlook, it's there right now. Office client on Windows, Mac, iOS, Android allows end users to set label and say this content is confidential, and based on this statement from the users, admins can tell, okay, we know this is confidential, we need to encrypt it, we need to limit access to it, we need to add some watermarks there. Then this is what Microsoft Information Protection allows you to do with unstructured data right now. Then this is where we are now. We are fully integrated into Office 365 services and clients. We are in clouds. We are servicing other cloud services using our Microsoft Cloud App Security that can broker your access to Dropbox, Box, and others, and take care of sensitive information there. We take care of data on premises using our Azure Information Protection Scanner that can go and scan your shares and SharePoint and find your sensitive data and tell you you need to do something with it. We integrated the Windows operating system last year. You can connect the Windows Information Protection to MIP labels, and from this Ignite, Tom just announced it, Edge browser recognizes Microsoft Information Protection and you can use it to consume encrypted content. And I'm very, very happy to announce this first integration with the biggest service outside of Office Suite, with Power BI. And it's very important to us because Power BI actually, it's a bridge from your super secret, secured, structured data, SQL, data lake, where you feel comfortable about how you manage and secure data. And then you have this Power BI platform that allows the end users to get insights into your data sources. And it can be very sensitive. And while Power BI system protects the data as long as it's there, you can export data from Power BI to files. And then think about it, how many of you did this, exported something, and then sent by email and tell, please don't forward it, right? It happens to everybody. Then this is what we promise you. We can take the confidentiality of the structured data, put it in the file that you export, and then nobody will be able to read this file unless the admin decided that only people that can access confidential data can access it. Accidental leak, you store it in some public place, doesn't matter. Only people that should be able to access confidential data will be able to open this file. And this is our promise.
Thank you, Dennis.
We'll take it from here.
So as Dennis just mentioned, we have a really, really strong capabilities that is going to be everywhere, sensitivity labels. And now it's available in Power BI. So just to emphasize even more about what is the problems that it comes to solve, here are like the most common feedbacks we get from our enterprise customers. The administrators are really, really concerned about how they protect organizational data. You have sensitive data in your SQL, in your Azure Data Lake, whenever. OK, so how do I protect it and prevent access from unauthorized using when this data moves to another platform? The data owners. So in Power BI, there are business analysts who create content. So they create new report or dashboard, and they want to share it. How can they make sure the data will be protected once they share it? Administrators also require the oversight in order to meet regulatory requirements. They need to know where is sensitive data is stored, who can access it, and who shares it with whom. And with new data protection capabilities, we will try to tackle all of them. And just to be totally honest, Power BI is quite a safe platform. Power BI today has already access permissions, row-level security, encrypt data at rest, and now in Ignite we also announced bring your own key, so you can have your own key to encrypt the data. So Power BI is quite a secure platform, but we want to take it to the next level. And with the data protection capabilities, which I will demo you now live, you will be able to monitor and protect user activity on sensitive data in real time, leveraging Microsoft Cloud App Security. And you will be able to classify and label artifacts, reports, dashboard, datasets, and data flows in Power BI using Microsoft Information Sensitivity Labels. And these sensitivity labels are going to persist whenever the data is exported to Excel files, PowerPoint, or PDF outside of Power BI. So once data creator labels the data, everybody who consumes it already sees the label and protection persists when it's exported. And to complete the story, we provide new protection reports and new abilities in Microsoft Cloud App Security investigate risks that are related to Power BI. Cool. So let's start with the first one, classify and label Power BI artifacts with sensitivity labels. Once again, the same labels. The labels are defined by your organization, global administrator, or the security admin, or the compliance administrator in one central place. Same labels become available in Power BI, and the users, you don't need to train them again how to use them because they already use them in Office apps today. Same labels, same policies. And the data will be, the sensitivity labels that applied on the report or dashboard persist when it's exported to Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF files. And let's move to the live demo. I really hope that the network will be fair with me, and we will have a great demo. So what we see here is a Contoso finance department workspace. Like in many organizations, finance department really love Power BI and use it for all their reports. And what you see, it's the new look that is lighting up really soon. So I'm, as a data creator, I created this Customer 360 report. And let me show you how easy it is to label it now in Power BI with the organizational sensitivity labels. I go to report settings. I browse to sensitivity label. And here I can see all the labels that my organization has defined, each one with their own settings. And because it's a very sensitive report, I'm choosing to label it with highly confidential internal only label and save. That's it. So I'm, as a creator, I don't impact my productivity when I need to make Power BI reports or dashboards protected. It's part of the settings of the reports that I create. Now, so the reports created for other people to be consumed. So I'm, as business analyst, already before going to the report, I saw it's highly confidential. So I'm aware that it's sensitive data. And now I'm in the report. It's a really beautiful report with a lot of insights, lots of information. But what is the number one thing that people who handle data like to do? Any ideas? Export to Excel. Excel is an addiction. I don't know even one person that does not use Excel. So let's export the data to Excel. So we have this file that was just exported from Power BI. Let it load. This is the previous demo. So you see, configuring your computer for information protection. The file that was downloaded is protected. And what is happened is that Microsoft Information Protection, which is integrated already in Excel, validated that my user has permissions to view this data, and the file that was exported is already with internal-only classification, and this file is already protected. So I, as a consumer of the report, did not need to do anything in order to maintain the data protected when I exported it outside of Power BI. This is really cool, really. OK. So, and this is the first piece of our capabilities. I'm moving back to the deck for a second. So Power BI has probably the best mobile application in the BI domain. It's millions of users use it. It really has great ratings. And now, if you're using sensitivity labels in your organization, they are going to be visible when you consume the data in Power BI Mobile. So even if the person who consumes the data in mobile now has the information about the sensitivity of the data and can treat it properly. So to enable sensitivity labels in Power BI, Power BI tenant admin just need to go to Power BI tenant admin settings and enable information protection for the organization. We also now allow you to choose which users are allowed to do sensitivity, to apply sensitivity labels if you want to have gradual rollout of this capability. Quick note about the licenses. For applying and seeing labels in Power BI, users must have Azure Information Protection License, which is sold as standalone or as part of one of Microsoft suites that most of our enterprise customers already have. So our next story is about how we enable you to monitor and protect user activities on sensitive data. For this task, we joined forces with Microsoft Cloud App Security. How many people heard about Microsoft Cloud App Security? OK. We have a few. So for those of you who are not familiar, Microsoft Cloud App Security is a multi-mode cloud access security broker that enables organization to monitor the consumption of SaaS application within the organization. So the average organization has about 1,000 apps or services that their users use. The users use their Gmail, their Dropbox, their Facebook, download services, all of this stuff. Microsoft Cloud App Security comes and provides admins visibility over consumption of all of these services within the network. Enables them to identify and remediate cloud-native attacks, and also protect information in real time. Now, Microsoft Cloud App Security offers this also for Power BI. So let me just move to the demo about how this works with Power BI. So for this demo, I'm connecting to another machine. So previously, this is another machine. And I'm same business analyst that came home, and I'm now logging to Power BI from my own home device. This is very common today, but the main difference between my home device and my device in the office that this one isn't managed by my IT department. So as such, my IT department, in order to allow me to remain productive, they do enable me to connect to Power BI from unmanaged device, but from who can see this is the URL. This session is now being monitored using Microsoft Cloud App Security real-time controls. So Microsoft Cloud App Security actually in real time monitors the session and all the activities that happen in order to remediate risk. So let me just refresh the page. And this is like another enabler for productivity. We hear about many organizations just block their employees from logging in from unmanaged devices because it's unsecure. You don't know what is installed there. You might use a device with malware on it, so they don't want users to connect. But with Microsoft Cloud App Security, we remediate this. So once I'm in Power BI is a secure service, all is fine. I can go and access the same report that I viewed before and continue working, being productive from home. Now, I will do the same things that I do in the office. I want the data in Excel. Why? Because this is how I get to my insights. So I'm exporting this data from the highly confidential report now to my unmanaged device. And here, you can see Microsoft Cloud App Security intervenes in real time and blocks the download because the security admin of my organization has defined that you allowed to connect to Power BI from home, but you're not from unmanaged device, but you're not allowed to download sensitive information to unmanaged device. So we are out of time. Let me just cover a few more, couple of more slides just to wrap up the things. So in addition to this, Microsoft Cloud App Security has introduced two new security detections for Power BI service. It will alert security admins about multiple share report activities. So basically, if I'm usually sharing a report with 1 or 2 people during my session, if for some reason somebody suddenly shares a report with tons of people, they will pick it up and alert the security admin about suspicious behavior, and the security admin can investigate this in Microsoft Cloud App Security. Also, suspicious Power BI report sharing. So Microsoft Cloud App Security has the ability to identify which reports are sensitive, and also they can, in this case, notify if you're now sharing sensitive report with the external user. So this can be weird. If it's a really super sensitive report that I created at Microsoft.com, and I'm sharing this now with someone who is part of competitor or other company, it's weird. And it's not always bad, so the security admin will get an alert about this, and they can investigate it using activity logs in Microsoft Cloud App Security. And we also introduced a new role for Power BI admin to enter MCAS and see only Power BI data. So you, as a global admin, can give you the permissions to Microsoft Cloud App Security to view only Power BI data. So to and this is the last thing, the administrators will get really great report over sensitive data in their tenants. So now they can easily see and track what sensitive information is available in their tenant, who can access it, and how it's being used. This report is going to light up in a couple of weeks. So all of what I showed you so far is already available in public preview. This is coming in 2 weeks. And to summarize it all, now with the new data protection capabilities, organizations no longer need to compromise between productivity and data protection. They can enable export, they can enable a conditional access, they can get better visibility and monitoring over the data without blocking access, blocking export, etc. Try it out. Thank you.